Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Usman Ali and we will discuss a solution of the problem number 3 in the topic of LCM. Now the information is given to us regarding a company. So we have this information on the items that we have, the quantity and cost per unit and replacement cost. As you can see, there is no information on selling price, selling expenses, normal profit. So we are not going to calculate the ceiling and floor in this numerical, unlike the previous numerical. Okay, now to save time, I have already shifted the part and the quantity information to the solutions table, and let's go for the cost one. So for the part 110, we had a cost of $90, so that was the purchase price, $90. For the second item, our cost is $60, $80, $170, $205, $16 for the second last item, and $240 for the last item. Then the replacement cost of the same items are given here in this column. We will shift it. So it's $100 for first, $52 for the second, and it's 76. Okay, it's not 176, it's 76. That's actually the time when I was taking the screenshot, so the mouse cursor were there, or the pointer. Then we have 180 replacement cost, 208 replacement cost, 14 replacement cost, and 235 replacement cost. Okay, and with one extra information, with 121 item, there is this note A, and note A says that part number 121 is obsolete and has a realizable value of $20. So it means that this thing is obsolete. This item is obsolete. If you want to sell it, you won't get value of more than $20. It's kind of a scrap value of this. Although that you have purchased it on $16 and replacement cost is $14, but this item which is with you is obsoleted. It is having of no more usefulness, and the customers won't buy it. So you're gonna sell this item in in scrap on $20 each. Remember this thing, okay? So just keep this thing in mind, and let's do. So in part number A, we are required to determine the inventory on 31st December 2014 of the company using the LCM method by applying directly to each item, means individual items. It's exactly the same thing which we have been doing. So as we do not have any ceiling and floor in this numerical, so we are not required to calculate them. So what should I do then? We will directly compare cost and replacement cost. In my previous video, we compared cost with designated value, but designated value is only calculated when you have information on ceiling and floor. Okay, now we don't have it, so we don't need to calculate designated value. So let's compare cost and replacement cost, whichever is lower. So item number 1 had a cost of 90 and a replacement cost of 100. So for sure we will use 90 as our LCM per unit. Then we have 60 and 52, so we're going to use 52. 80 and 76, we're going to use 76. 170 and 180, so for sure I'm going to use 170. 205 and 208, so it's 205. And then for item 121, we got a cost of $16 per unit and replacement cost of $14. But unfortunately, as this item is obsoleted and has a realizable value of only $20, so we cannot write here $14. We can only write here $20, the value that we will receive if we sell it. Okay, and as far as the last part number 122 is concerned, so we had a cost of 240 and a replacement cost of 235. So for sure we're going to use 235. Now this is the individual item basis. Okay, let me bold it, okay, and bring it to the mid. Now we have been given the quantity, so obviously there is a role of quantity, and for that role I'm going to multiply the quantity with the LCM value which is selected. Means the column by the name of quantity will be multiplied with the column LCM per unit, and we get 54,000. Likewise, as I'm using Excel sheets, I'm gonna drag it. You will do all of the remaining calculations by the same technique. I will just drag it to save some time and MBs for you. So that's it. We got the individual item based LCM values. If I want to know the total of it, so I can have a summation. This is the total, and this is that total 3 lakh and 3 lakh and $30,820 will be shifted to the current asset section of the balance sheet. Now same data, but we are required to apply the total of the inventory method. As you can see, determine the inventory by the LCM method, applying the total of inventory method. So basic things remain same: part number, quantity, cost, replacement cost, they all remain same. So in order to save time, once again I will copy the cost column and I will paste it here, whereas I will copy the replacement cost and I will paste it to the replacement column. But this time, as I am using total inventory method, so I cannot individually compare 90 with 100 and find a smaller value. No, I cannot do that thing. I will do another thing. Okay, let's do that thing. So first I will calculate the TC. TC means total cost per item. So total cost per item here is, how much is the quantity? 600. And what is the cost of each item? 90. So the total cost is 54,000. Likewise, what I will do, the quantity of the second item multiply by the cost of the second item. So I hope you got the sequence how it is done. I will drag it, so we will get the multiplicated values of all. Then I will calculate total of the replacement cost. So how much is the quantity? 600 for item 1. And what is the replacement cost? $100. So it becomes 60,000. Then once again, what is the quantity for item 2? 1,000. And what is the replacement cost? 52. So this is the way we will calculate it, and I will just drag it. Now I have one column here, total of the cost, and the next column is the total of replacement. So let me find the summation or the total value. So we got 3,67,000. I will plus these values also. So it's like 3,62,100. And then I will apply the LCM rule on the total of this, the total value, the one I have just colored it, highlighted it. So one is 3,67,000, the next one is 3,62,000. So whichever is the smaller one. So 3,62,100 is the smaller value. So I will use this smaller value actually as my LCM value. So in the first method, individual method, what did I did? I individually compared 90 with 100, 60 with 52, 80 with 76, 170 with 180. And here I did not individually compare that. I first found the total here of replacement and the cost. And then from these two values, the total values, I selected the smaller value, which will be shifted to the current asset section of the balance sheet. So I hope, ladies and gentlemen, you got the concept of the individual method and the total method also. Thank you very much. Stay safe.